at the weekend, but they seem much happier now. We're at the Manchester Stadium for Manchester City against Arsenal in the Carling Cup. Remember, we'll keep you up to date with all the cup goals throughout the match. You can see many of the cup goals after this game as well. And of course, after all that, we'll bring you the fourth round draw live before we go, plus highlights of Barcelona in the Spanish Cup. Right, let's cross over to the City of Manchester Stadium and join Chris Kamara and Rob Hawthorne.
Unfamiliar faces in the Arsenal lineup, but certainly a familiar foe there in Robbie Fowler. This game was always earmarked as his return to the first team after his intensive fitness programme, but he was rushed in ahead of schedule really, and that goal he scored against Newcastle at the weekend leaves him too short of 200 career goals. Fowler and Sean Wright-Phillips, the partnership that ended the game against Newcastle, starting this game against the Premiership champions, and a team that, despite the changes they made in the Carling Cup last season, still reached the last four of this competition. Can the new breed of youngsters, allied with some of the survivors of that campaign, go as far this time? Mills finding Willo Flood, a good positive start from Manchester City, and a foul by Larsson.
Oh, this is Freddie Ljungberg and Rio Ferdinand. The thing is, when you run straight into him, it's got to be at least a foul, and that's what happens.
Larsson, who's normally a midfield player, but slotting in at left back today because Gael Clichy is still absent with an ankle injury. Plenty of movement there ahead of Flood, but he gets his free kick away. Fabregas with the initial clearing header. Back in from Sean Wright-Phillips. And already Philippe Senderos, on his competitive debut for Arsenal, has taken a rap to the face.
Well, there's nothing in this apart from the fact that he's got his eyes on the ball the whole time. Just watch, there he is, he heads the back of Trevor Sinclair's head.
Philippe Senderos, who captained the Swiss under-17 team at the 2002 European Championship. He's still only 19 years of age, and tonight marks his debut in the Arsenal senior side. Arsene Wenger, who's given Arsenal a pre-match boost by clearing up his future plans and signing a new contract that commits him to the club until 2008.
We were talking to him, weren't we, Rob, just before the game, and his buzz and his love for the game is so evident, and the fact that he wants to go on and bring even more trophies to Highbury is a testament to the man himself.
And he's also excited by the prospect of the move away from Highbury to the new stadium in Ashburton Grove, which is coming on in leaps and bounds in its construction. Header was by Ben Thatcher. One back by Fowler. This is a Nuaha. Now Sylvain Distin. Distin looking long. Senderos just has the edge there on Fowler and gets enough on the header to find his goalkeeper. Mills in tight there on Ryan Smith and kept in by Flood.
Be a test for the likes of Ryan Smith against somebody like Danny Mills. No nonsense. Looking over their shoulder every time they get possession.
Trevor Sinclair, who's back after a short absence from the team through injury. Justin Hoyte has played in the Premiership this season. He was a late call-up to the match against Norwich when Pascal Cygan was injured in the warm-up. And Hoyte, rather like his opposite number on the Manchester City team, Nuaha, might have been here at the City of Manchester for different reasons, both promising athletes in their youth. This is Pascal Cygan. Flamini giving it to Hoyte.
You can see their education already. It's play to feet. every opportunity when you can.
Willow Flood. And now Shaun Wright-Phillips breaking away with Fowler in the middle and available.
Almunia does really well there, because that ball was superb from Wright-Phillips. It's great build-up play. Will Flood to begin with just plays him, and look at this for a time in his run. He runs along the line, just gets it right, and then look at this for a pass across. Look at that gap between the goalkeeper and Robbie Fowler. More than the keeper.
It's Flood with a corner. Beyond Mills to Sibierski. He was just leaning on Pascal Sigon as he made the header.
He's got a run on him, Sibierski. He just stands his ground as Pascal Sigan. When this comes over, you'll see them join together, and there's the run on him, but stands his ground, gets a header in.
Sibierski making his 50th appearance tonight for Manchester City. Sylvain Distin. Sigon. Now Sibierski.
They've settled well, City now. They obviously feel that let's test them early on, let's take the game to them. See how these youngsters cope then.
This is Danny Mills. Senderos looking to get in front of Fowler. Sinclair, support to his left from Thatcher. Now Delaria. Away by Fabregas. This is Van Persie. Now Lupoli. Anuaha got across.
Early signs of Van Persie. That Dennis Bergkamp role that was talked about before. Just sitting in that hole, waiting to pick up the bits and pieces.
Here's Sinclair. Just trying to work it through to Fowler. There's another stab at it. It's Thatcher's cross. Sibierski tried to chest it into the path of Fowler. Nice idea, but it didn't quite come off.
Just a bit too clever. Not easy that, as you said, Rob.
Arsenal have won their last 11 meetings in a row with Manchester City, and they're unbeaten in their last 15.
What about his improvement, Wright-Phillips? Absolutely incredible. What a year it's been for the boy, or a season I should say.
Here's Senderos.
The fact that Keegan can now play him as a centre forward as well, because he had a little bottle of pop. You shake it up, then you open it, and it goes everywhere.
Here's Flood. Now Wright-Phillips. Virgin gone by 2. It was Fabregas who got it away. That's Lupoli looking for Pennant. Cleared by Sylvain Distin. Hoyt. Fabregas. Just got caught by Antoine Sibierski. Flamini. Now Tennant. This is Flamini. Lupoli's layoff just too heavy.
Didn't need the pass, just needed to strike that ball when it came towards him. It's going to be an education for him, Lupoli and Van Persie. When they're playing reserve team football, they get chances every 5 minutes. Tonight they're going to have to be a little bit more patient and wait for them as they come along.
This is Sebastian Larsson. Flamini slid, but he managed to recover his footing. Here's Fowler. Now Sinclair. Anuaha. This is Danny Mills. Larson. Van Persie looking to switch to the right. It's too long for Pennant.
Yeah, no need to do it too early. When he makes that time and room for himself, as he does, because we can already see he puts himself into lovely little areas. And then just have that little bit more composure when he's on the ball. It's interesting what Brian Maude was saying, 3.5 million and not the finished product. Quite laughable if you played old school like I did. 3.5 million, you wanted the world.
How much would you have been worth today then?
I'd still be worth 3.5 quid.
Van Persie and Fabregas, the only two players in the Arsenal side who played in the league win here last month. Both of them coming on late on as substitutes. Fabregas has lost out there to Flood, but Larson gets it away.
Great desire when you see lads like Will Flood. He's been given a chance, an opportunity, and he's not going to let it pass him by. Go out there, Kevin Keegan said, go and enjoy yourself, go and show the City fans what you can do. Most of all, show me what you can do. Don't come off the game and think, I could have done this and I could have done that. Just go out there and do it. And if it works, well done. If it doesn't work, you'll get another chance.
Well, it is a competition that allows managers to integrate their youngsters into the regular first team setup. And Kevin Keegan has needed to use the depth of his squad with the recent injuries that he's had, and certain players needing a break at this time. Flood here looking to get on the end of Thatcher's long ball. Flood has kept it in. Wright Phillips with the layoff. Flood determined to get there. Seagon was taking a risk in allowing that to run back to Almunia, and Flood was never going to give it up.
No, not at all. You can't blame him for going for this, and the goalkeeper does well. A wonderful ball from Thatcher, and two inexperienced players. A bit more experience, and Flood would have let Larson just go for the ball in the first place, but as you can see, there's nothing in that. The goalkeeper's fine.
Sylvain Distin. Now Sibierski. This is Anuaha, who was born in Nigeria but brought up in Manchester. He's come through City's youth academy. Now Robbie Fowler. It's Trevor Sinclair. Seagon across ahead of Fowler. The new look Robbie Fowler, Kevin Keegan calls him, after his recent one-on-one programme with the fitness coach here at City.
We'd love to see the Robbie Fowler of old come back to us. One of the best finishes ever to pull on a Liverpool shirt. There's no spent force, still young enough.
10 of the 199 goals he has scored have come against Arsenal. In fact, he's scored a couple of hat-tricks against them in his career. This is Ryan Smith, Fabregas, now Van Persie. Sinclair negotiating his way out of trouble, and Distin wins the free kick from Flamini.
It's just a little bit slow and deliberate, the Arsenal build-up at the moment. That's where they're finding it very difficult, because there's lots of Manchester City bodies able to get back in there. And Ryan Smith just getting a little bit too excited there.
Risked the booking by kicking the ball away.
It's difficult for him though, he's hardly touched the ball, and as a player, you know, when you're out on the pitch and you want to impress and you want to show Arsene Wenger how good you are, but you can't get the ball. Desperate to try and get it back, just a bit too overexcited there.
Danny Mills's free kick in the direction of Sibierski. Cleared in the end by Flamini. Now Lupoli looking to get into the game, and Van Persie up ahead here with Mills, the last man back for Manchester City, forcing him out wide. but then giving away the free kick.
No need to foul Danny Mills. He's having a shout and a scream at him because he is making too much of it. Van Persie, he's making too much of it. No doubt about that, but there's no need to foul Danny. You've done everything right in the first place. You've made him run away from goals, which he's doing, Van Persie. Now just keep him going that way, and then just watch. Commits himself into the challenge for no reason whatsoever. He's not going to be able to win that ball. And down goes Van Persie.
Well, there was a Dutchman at the weekend that Arsenal weren't very happy about for one or two matters, and Danny Mills wasn't particularly enamoured with Van Persie for what he made of that. Change of boots for Flamini while the free kick is being lined up, and Van Persie, who's won it, is going to take it here, swung in towards Seagull, but cleared by Trevor Sinclair. Here's Smith. Now getting the chance to show what he can do, but he couldn't work it between Thatcher and Mills. Mills who clears. Here's Hoyt. Now Pennant. Here's Senderos. Flamini still off the field at the moment, changing his footwear. Here's Fabregas. Now Van Persie. Well, he's ready to come back on when they can attract Peter Walton's attention.
You don't see it very often these days. You see players go out in the warm-up, they test their footwear, they know exactly what they want. They get long enough out there to be able to sort that out.
Well, they had to put the ball out of play after that change of equipment. And Flamini now back on. Larsson's header away. This is Fowler.
To give me maybe a way through for City. And Sebastian Larsson just keep playing down this right-hand side.
Distan's ball down the middle, cleared by Pascal Seagull. Now Cesc Fabregas. And now Hoyt. Flamini. Van Persie attempted the return, but it's broken to Sibierski. Now Thatcher, and here's Distan.
Just think at times he would show a little bit more composure, Van Persie, but as they're all in it together, they're all keen, they're all eager. They don't want to make any mistakes. They're just releasing it a little bit too early, the Arsenal players.
Here's Sylvain Distin. Now Sibierski. Cleared by Pascal Seagull, who's the old head of this Arsenal team, an average age of just 20 if you take into account the substitutes as well. Here's Lupali, a 17-year-old, youngest member of the team.
Just crowded out.
Mills hitting and hoping, but it's difficult to judge it in these conditions because it is quite a gusty night at the City of Manchester Stadium.
Yeah, it is. You don't realise here that as that ball takes off, it does get a helping hand as well.
It's a vast bowl of a stadium, and you come underground from the actual car park area of the stadium, but it is protected from the high winds in Manchester tonight. Here's Anuaha. Sean Wright-Phillips. Away by Flamini. And Percy helping it through. A bit long for Lupoli, and Vatarus was very quickly off his line then.
He was indeed. Interception, good decision making, very important with goalkeepers.
Flegler stayed down. Well, it went up belatedly in the end.
Well, Justin Hoyt was looking across the line and he immediately put his hand up because he could see what was going on. And he was spot on.
Here's Flood. Now Larsson. Tackling back from Willo Flood. This is Smith. Larsson winning it back. Now Van Persie allowed to play on despite the challenge of Anuaha. This is Flamini. Going for the hit while Lupoli was trying to get back onside.
Well, the reason he's gone for the shot is nobody closes him down. They just stand and wait and see. Just watch the 3 City defenders when he picks this ball up. They all just wait and hold. So he decides to put the strike in.
Matteo Flamini, who despite his youth was playing in a UEFA Cup final last season for Marseille. It's Distin. It's Larsson. Now Sean Wright-Phillips. Plenty around him, but he still almost wriggled through. In the end, it was Fabregas who made the important tackle. Now Smith.
Just tried to be too clever there, Sean Wright-Phillips. No better sight when he's running at people. He ran at them and then he decided to take them on again. Just fell over the back of Senderos there and came down with a real thump. Just rides the back of Senderos here as he goes for the ball. Just watch, turn and then down. You know you're going to land on your back and hurt yourself, and that's a thud.
Heavy fall then for Sean Wright-Phillips. Manchester City already without Nicholas Anelka, who's got a groin injury. Jonathan Mackin, who's got a back problem. Kevin Keegan grateful that their next Premiership game isn't until Monday, giving them extra time to recover. Distin's header away. Sean Wright-Phillips just couldn't keep it in. Pascal Siegel. Here's Larsson. Flamini. It's back from Sylvain Distin.
Just finding it difficult to stretch the play, Arsenal. The fact that City haven't scored or put them under any real pressure means that they can still go out their business normal, but trying to find some real penetrating football is hard for them at the moment.
Here's Sibierski. Larson holding him up, but it's Flood who gets his cross in. And the decision taken out of the goalkeeper's hands by Hoyt.
Great defending. Great defending. When in doubt, he's having a shout at him. Hey, just leave it to me, I'll deal with it, says Justin Hoyt. It's one of those, if he ducks at the last minute and the goalkeeper doesn't get it, and you're screaming at each other.
Here's Pennant. Now Fabregas. Smith. Pennant. Smith. Broken up in the end by Antoine Sibierski. Here's Flood. He's got around Larson this time, who's desperately tracking back at him. Holds him up again. Forcing the giveaway of possession to Pennant.
He's done the right thing, Jermaine Pennant. I know he gave the ball away just there, but he's been stuck out on that right-hand side. He's been virtually ignored, so he's decided, look, I've got to come around and make things happen. Let's get us playing. We're all playing our positions, but nothing's really happening.
Distan. Here's Thatcher. Sibierski. Ben Thatcher. It's Sean Wright-Phillips.
Great strike, clever play from Sean Wright-Phillips. Just as the Arsenal players were expecting him to run on, he just dropped off for Thatcher there and said, give it to me feet. Look at the way he takes it as well, in one movement. Superb strike.
Fabregas. Now Senderos. Larson. Now Mills. So tied to the line for Flood.
It's definitely the way through for Manchester City down this right-hand side.
Mills provides with the kick, looking for Sibierski. Fowler!
I think the selection in the way he hits this ball is the reason why he misses it. Takes it with his toe, pointing towards the ground, Robbie Fowler. I think he might have just used the side of his foot there. He just more or less scuffs it. It's a great header from Sibierski. Look at this. Down to the centre forward, and his foot's almost turning away from goal, Robbie Fowler, when he strikes this ball.
Fowler just unable to find the killer touch, but two opportunities now for Manchester City. Wright-Phillips producing the save from Almunia. Fowler hitting wide. Here's Van Persie.
Well, both goalkeepers have had a nice warmer now. Wright-Phillips warmed the hands of Almunia, and Waterhouse there just got a nice little dolly from Van Persie.
Waterhouse has actually played against Arsenal before in the Champions League in his PSV days, on the wrong end of a 4-0 scoreline when Gilberto scored, but I think it's still the quickest goal in Champions League history. Also played in the subsequent goalless draw at Highbury. Nice touch from Van Persie, offside Napoli, even though the ball wasn't really played to him, it was played to Pennant.
Yeah, it was a bit previous there, the assistant on the far side. He forgot the rule that if it's not meant for you, it's meant for somebody else, but I'll go along with that.
Delaria losing out. Distan just caught Van Persie.
Yeah. He makes sure that the referee sees these things when he does it. Wait to see where the ball goes, the ref looks, and then you can see it's very theatrical.
Here's Pascal Siegel. Touch from Lupoli to Flamini. Got a deflection on its way through. Corner.
Well, you've got to attack the ball as defenders. If you don't, if you allow players with the quality of Flamini to come through the middle, because he's not even thinking about the shot to begin with, and then he realised, look at the space I've got, I might as well go for it. And Distan gets a deflection.
It's Pennant's kick, Lupoli at the back.
He'll probably think he could have done better. Natural goal scorer, as Arsene Wenger described him. Gets a clear header, doesn't have to jump.
We had a good scoring record with the Italian youth teams, 15 in 19 games at under 16 and under 17 levels for them. Here's a Nuaha. Sibierski wasn't expecting that. Flamini breaks it up. And Mills and Nuaha between them managed to hold off Jermaine Pennant. Flood here has got away from Larson. This is an area where Manchester City feel they might make something, but Sigon clears. Fabregas. Now Pennant.
He almost gave up on that, Ryan Smith. Just needed to keep going.
Lupoli, Flamini. Delaria got his body in the way.
This is a better spell for Arsenal, and it's Pennant who's the one that's making things happen, because he's not stuck out in his position. He's got that little bit of movement, and I think he's relaxed one or two other players in and around him, because they feel now that they don't have to just play their positions. They can move and play all over the pitch, and people will fill in for them in various different roles.
Hoyt. There's Pennant. Sinclair's boot a bit high. Here's Siegel. Now Smith. Larson. Ryan Smith. Clearing header by Sylvain Distin. Flamini losing out to Sean Wright-Phillips. Delaria. Now Mills.
Real air of confidence about Wright-Phillips when he's in possession. Really feels as though he can beat anybody when he's in possession of that ball.
Thatcher's made his debut for Manchester City in the last round. This, of course, only the second time this competition that's been played at the City of Manchester Stadium. It was a goal feast against Barnsley that saw City get to this round, 7-1. Shaun Wright-Phillips a big influence on that game as well, with a couple of goals.
Just fizz into life, Jermaine Pennant. He's not going to waste this opportunity.
Here's Van Persie. Neatly away from Willo Flood. Lupoli looking to return it. Thatcher had Van Persie's run covered.
It's great covering, because he could have stuck out on the wide with Pennant, but he helped the other defenders out.
Here's Larson. Fabregas has picked out Hoyt here. Mills left to dealt with the ball. Flood back to Anuaha. Smith coming across the challenge. Here's Seagull. Pennant. Skew from him then. Shaun Wright-Phillips. Just too much on it for Sinclair.
There's one situation where you would have sent to Jermaine Pennant, what did he come all the way over here for and give the ball away?
Now Pennant. Lupoli. And Pennant has worked the opening, but Distin gets back. Mills challenging with Smith as he had to. Smith has stayed down. Mills stayed on his feet and got to Van Persie in time. Shaun Wright-Phillips. Now Mills. Pennant. Van Persie. Distin clears the decks. Seagull. Flood. Mills. On by Delaria. This is Shaun Wright-Phillips. Couldn't get away from Larson, who in the referee's view got the ball. Fabregas. Now Van Persie. Lupoli ahead of him, but Van Persie very, very ambitious.
Trying to be Dennis Bergkamp there, that was for sure.
Action to come on Prem Plus this weekend. Saturday from 12:30, Birmingham against Crystal Palace. Channel 433 for details on how to see that. Likewise for Blackburn against Liverpool later, same day, same channel, 5 o'clock. And then on Sunday, we're at the Reebok Stadium, Sky Sports 1 from 3 o'clock. It's Bolton against Newcastle. The back of their defeat by Newcastle at the weekend. Manchester City level here with Arsenal, a much changed Arsenal, a very youthful side turned out by the champions.
I think they're coping quite well now. Initially it wasn't great, but just starting to find each other and starting to move and interchange and play as a team. That was always going to happen, I suppose, when you're thrown in all together, and to start with find it hard, especially as you've got to give City plenty of credit in the early stages of the game, because they were the more dominant side, and since then they've coped well with them.
There was no messing around there from Thatcher as he grabbed the ball back from Lupoli, who stayed on the ground as if Thatcher had grabbed him.
Well, they gave him a thud, but I don't think it was a heavy thud.
Only now as Lupoli got back to his feet, and the crowd unhappy with what they see as some play acting on the Italians' part. Mills ball across. Flamini back there helping out to try and clear. It's Shaun Wright-Phillips. Seagun dived in. Anuaha. This is Sylvain Distin. And Danny Mills was delayed from taking the kick by Ryan Smith. He's angrily trying to break away from him. Mills kick, Sobieski the target. Flying over from Flood.
He just doesn't quite get over it, does he, Will Flood? Just lands at his feet nicely. Difficult skill when it's coming back towards you from that angle. This is in the face of Flamini.
Sinclair's head up. Back from Seagull. Here's Lupoli. Now Trevor Sinclair. Wright-Phillips had got back onside initially and then squeezed up further and he's caught off.
Doesn't even look along the line. Seagan's behind him and he can see exactly where he's going. Just look at that, look, he's never on at any stage.
Sinclair. Wright-Phillips has done well there. This is Sinclair. Sobieski's coming in! And it's the best effort of the match so far.
That's a great effort. I just wonder why Justin Hoyt doesn't launch himself towards this ball, because he's favourite. Look at Sinclair, he's got no right really, Sobieski, to get anywhere near this ball. He's not favourite at all, but just launches himself towards it.
Flamini. Seagun's header away. Sobieski's in trouble this time against Lupoli, who goes for goal when Van Persie was an option. Tennant unable to bring it under control. Shaun Wright-Phillips, adoptive son of former Arsenal great Ian Wright, and not the only Wright-Phillips on Manchester City's books. Bradley Wright-Phillips is on the bench tonight, looking for an opportunity to prove that he's worth a new contract. His current deal runs out at the end of this season. And who knows, in the future, Manchester City might have the opportunity to field two sets of brothers, because this lad, Jonathan Delaria, has a twin brother on the staff, Nathan Delaria, who's currently out with a viral problem. But if the two of them become established, it could become a real family affair at the City of Manchester Stadium. Here's Delaria. Now Ben Thatcher. Flood, who's a tenacious player, going in for the challenge with Justin Hoyt. Distin. Fabregas. Lupoli looks as though he was caught then by Thatcher. Hoyt. Lupoli again. I don't know if that incident with Thatcher was a throwback to the previous one. Sibierski looking to release Fowler, and Segon hasn't really dealt with it. Fowler needing support and looking for it in the form of Flood, but he gave him too much to do. And Flamini slid in. Now Lupoli. One added minute in the first half. Here's Senderos. Sibierski. Here's Mills. Hoyt holding off Flood. Pennant has got away from Ben Thatcher. Slid through for Van Persie, who's forced out wide, needs support in the middle. Lupoli's there now, but Mills gets across. Here's Smith. Fabregas.
Good strike.
Half-time, Arsenal's youngsters have played some decent football, but Manchester City have carried the greater goal-scoring threat. Sean Wright-Phillips has been lively and produced one decent save. Robbie Fowler hit wide after a well-worked free kick, but the best chance of the half fell to Antoine Sibierski, who produced a fine header which was kept out by Manuel Almunia. At the break, Manchester City 0, Arsenal 0.
Niall Quinn and Brian Marwood are our guests this evening. We'll get their thoughts when we come back. It's been a game of few chances, and as Rob Hawthorne was saying, the best of them possibly falling to Manchester City and Antoine Sibierski. But it remains goalless, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Sky Sports. Great Britain.
Scofford will score for Britain.
Australia.
Oh, that's a great try.
New Zealand.
Yes.
Battle it out in the first ever Rugby League Tri-Nations. Great Britain kick off their campaign against the might of Australia. Sponsored by Gillette, Saturday 6 p.m. Explosive entertainment. Live only on Sky Sports 1.
Are you the new lad?
Yeah.
Well, get these first, will you? I'll be back in 10 minutes, OK?
Right. OK. Tartan pain.
You still looking for that tin of elbow grease?
Yeah.
Nip down to McDonald's and get us some breakfast, will you?
Bagels, cappuccino, fruit toast, porridge. Fruit toast, cappuccino, bagels.
May I help you?
Porridge at McDonald's.
Our surprising new breakfast menu.
I'm loving it.
If I could tell the future, the bookies would be in big trouble. But I can't. I mean, will my son go to work in a suit or overalls? Will my daughter ever think she has enough shoes? Will I ever like haddock? Am I ever going to have enough money? Yeah, I know I should put some away, but how much? And where? Am I ever going to get served here?
Games for brains, games for geeks, games for nutters, games for freaks, games for mum, games for dad, games for kids, they'll drive you mad. Games to conquer, games to beat, games I bet you can't defeat. Games to test the stuff you know, games that bite and don't let go. Play for honour, play for kicks, grab remote, get your fix, look for trouble, look for fun. Got 5 minutes? Come get some. A game for everyone. Get on Sky GameStar. Just press interactive now.
In space, no one can hear you scream. On Earth,
Oh my God.
it's the last thing you'll ever hear.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Alien vs. Predator at cinemas now.
Ciao, Sophia.
Sorry.
Niente.
Sorry.
In Italy, different flowers have different meanings. Chrysanthemums, for example, are associated with funerals and sadness.
Sophia è morta.
At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge. HSBC, the world's local bank.
Here it comes.
The Dawn is coming on DVD. It's scary as hell.
I don't want to die here.
Get down!
Packed with mind-blowing extras and terrifying new footage.
You saw hell yesterday. Are you ready to roll?
Dawn of the Dead.
Shoot him in the head.
On DVD now.
The new SL65. Discover black magic. Siemens.
Three Premiership games for you on Sky Sports at the weekend. On Saturday, a double helping of Prem Plus games. The lunchtime one is Birmingham Palace at 12:30. Then at 5, it's Blackburn against Liverpool, the Super Sunday match. Bolton against Newcastle. Sky Sports 1, the coverage starts at 3 o'clock. It's 0-0 at half-time between Manchester City and Arsenal at the City of Manchester Stadium. Niall Quinn and Brian Marwood are our guests. What have you made the first half?
Been scrappy, hasn't it? No real cohesion as far as Arsenal's performance is concerned, but you can understand that. You know, so many new players playing together. Man City, the onus is on them. They're the home side, and I guess they've had the best chances.
Yeah, we mentioned Sean Wright-Phillips at the start of the programme, Niall, and he's looked the brightest, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's looked the one who wants to up the tempo all the time, and he's looked the one that has the most desire and passion. I mean, we've seen him going for headers with big centre halves. We've seen him get good possession of balls. We've seen him trying to liven things up, and I think the other players should maybe take their lead from him. I mean, this is his first chance. Lovely take, takes it onto his right foot. From behind the goal, it moves, and the keeper does well to hold on to it. But just watch the way he takes it out of his feet now. Creates the space for himself. Goalkeeper does well to hold on, but he has. I mean, he's been the bright spark. Other than that, you know, I'd say both managers will want the tempo lifted.
The other person we talked about before the programme was, before the start of the game, was Robbie Fowler, and the fact, obviously, that he's gone away on this course to get fit again. What have you made of him so far?
He looks short of confidence, and I think, I mean, this fellow will tell you better than I will about, you know, strikers and goals, and that breeds confidence, and I think that, to me, symbolises a player that hasn't got an awful lot of confidence. His actual run to get himself free is very clever, very bright, gets himself in a great position, but he snatches at the chance. And I think perhaps if he'd had a couple of goals under his belt, then he might have just side-footed that past the goalkeeper. But, you know, I'm sure if he gets a few goals, then you'll probably see a different Robbie Fowler. But he's working hard, and that's what Kevin will be hoping, you know, he can maintain, and then if the goals can come, then he's hopefully back to his best.
And Sibierski had the best chance of the lot now.
Yeah, he's caused problems. He won a few free kicks to knock down there, say, for instance, for Robbie's chance. But, I mean, he deserved it so well here. He had no right to win this ball, and it's kind of uncommon in the game nowadays. You know, you watch the cross is different class by Sinclair. He's coming in late, in between two defenders, really wanted it. and headed it down the corner. Just probably didn't get the power in it that he might have liked, but you know, he's been a threat. There's no doubt about that. On another day, he gets a firmer header on it. I think the defenders just do enough. Sinclair, it's a lovely, intelligent cross from him. And we thought this would liven the game up when this happened, that there'll be plenty of more chances now to come, and it went back down into a slower tempo straight after that.
Well, remember, we've got the fourth round draw to come. We'll bring you up to date with all the other games that are going on in the Carling Cup this evening. There was one big shot last night, of course, with Aston Villa going out. I wonder if we've got the potential for one tonight. Colchester will beat West Brom in the last round. Doing very well at Southampton so far. Back in a moment.
Jodie Kidd gives 8 millionaire bachelors a run for their money.
I'm worth 4 or 5 million.
But who has what it really takes to become the ultimate playboy? The brand new series, Friday, 9 o'clock, Sky One.
So you back on the block, huh? Yeah, it's good to see you back.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. In stores Friday on PlayStation 2. Certificate 18.
Makes me wish I was a blue whale. Why? Because the blue whale's got the biggest tongue in the whole world. Over here, you got your sweet taste buds. Here, your bitter taste buds. Strongbow, unlike most other drinks, gets them both very excited.
Bitter, sweet, Strongbow. It's what your taste buds would order.
The Sharp Aquos LCD TV. Crisp detail reveals all.
Shrek and Donkey on another whirlwind adventure.
Coming to DVD from November 2nd. It's the #1 animated movie of all time. Wow. And it's the one movie you've got to own.
You know what I'm saying? Huh? Stop it.
And now, Shrek 2 has an all-new surprise ending. Far, Far Away Idol. Coming to DVD from November 2nd.
You're out tonight and you want to look sharp, but you've got oily skin, so you get Nivea for Men Oil Control Moisturiser to moisturise without the shine. Forget about oily skin and get more than your confidence back. Nivea for Men Oil Control Moisturiser. Advanced face care.
What happened to doing the things in life you really want to do?
Sometimes you work the clays, and sometimes it... Oh, perfect!
I probably need a couple more lessons.
Open doors with Barclaycard. The key.
The whole time I was in that house, I felt something was wrong.
Sam Raimi presents a new dimension in terror. Sarah Michelle Gellar, The Grudge.
The new ZR and ZS from MG, now with £1,000 deposit contribution. Life's too short not to.
Hey man, we're here for the download gig.
Oh yes, James Pike has bought an iPod.
Okay guys, we've got a first-time downloader.
1, 2. No, it's okay. This isn't dial-up. It's much faster.
Cool.
With BT, you can download large music files up to 3 times faster than with some broadbands.
And all through your BT phone line. Just $17.99 a month. Visit bt.com. BT, more power to you.
You can't even begin to imagine the season that you have let yourself in for. I'm going to get this club back in the Premiership, and I don't care how.
The new series of Dream Team, 8 o'clock Sunday, exclusive to Sky One.
Coca-Cola Championship football for you on Sky Sports includes Crewe against Sheffield United. Sky Sports 1 Friday 7:30, and then the game at midday on Sky Sports 1, the leaders Wigan at Ellen Road against Leeds United. 0-0 between Manchester City and Arsenal so far this evening at the City of Manchester Stadium. Elsewhere in the Carling Cup, could we be on for a shot? Colchester, League One, leading Premiership Southampton, who desperately need any sort of win, by 1-0 at half-time at St Mary's Stadium. Neil Dans with the goal for Colchester. They put out West Brom in the last round, remember. These are all the latest and half-times, a few 8 o'clock kickoffs around. 0-0 Birmingham and Fulham. Bolton 1-1 with Tottenham. Haim put Bolton ahead. Defoe has just equalised for Tottenham. Charlton 1-1 with Crystal Palace. Haridason for Charlton. Dougie Freedman for Crystal Palace. Chelsea 0-0 with West Ham United. Chelsea make 8 changes from the win against Blackburn. Only Joe Cole, Scott Parker and Cavallo remain in the side, but it's still pretty strong. People like Thiago, Robben, Kesman, Ferreira, they've all come in. Hardly reserves. Everton 0, Preston 0. Middlesbrough 2 up against Coventry. Nemeth and James Morrison with those goals. 10 changes from the Borough side that drew at home with Portsmouth. Only Stuart Downing remains in the side. Newcastle 2-0 up against Coventry. Genus and Amiobi with those goals. 8 changes in that Newcastle side. 3 for Norwich. And as we mentioned before, Southampton losing at home to Colchester by 1-0. And a League One latest, Swindon 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Lee Bullen has got that one. Don't forget that we've got the draw coming back for the game against, for the fourth round draw tonight. And we'll go to that after we've seen the second half between Manchester City and Arsenal at the City of Manchester Stadium. Chris Kamara is alongside Rob Hawthorne.
And it is a new look Arsenal team with unfamiliar faces like Sebastian Larsson, the left back, normally a midfield player, but slotting in there tonight because of Gael Clichy's injury. He had an awkward first half with Willow Flood until he'd switched flanks towards the end of that first period. And Manchester City are returning now. Sean Wright-Phillips has carried something of a threat. City have actually scored 16 goals in their last 3 home ties in this particular competition, going back to the end of their time at Main Road. They got 6 in a match against Birmingham, 3 in a game against Crewe, 7 in the last round here against Barnsley. But in the first 45 minutes here, it's all dried up. Although City did have the better chances in that first period. So new look strike force for Arsenal tonight. Van Persie's first start for them. Lupali's introduction to English football, and Peter Walton, the referee. It took a penalty shootout for Arsenal to get through this round last year against Rotherham. After a 1-1 draw after extra time, 9-8 on kicks they went through, and after that they gained great confidence and went all the way to the semi-finals when they were beaten by the eventual winners Middlesbrough. Here's Jermaine Pennant. Now Fabregas. This is Lupali. To Larsson.
Looked to have been a fly on the wall in the Arsenal dressing room at half-time. Arsene Wenger explaining to the players what's required, how they can do it. They've settled into the game now. I need to show me a bit more.
Away by Delaria. This is Fowler. Now Flood, who ended the first half on the left-hand side and has started the second half similarly. Put himself in a bit of difficulty there, but Thatcher holds off Lupali.
Well, the reason for that is, Rob, is Larsson. Let Trevor Sinclair have a go in with his experience. See if that's the way through.
Clearing header by Philip Senderos. It's Flamini. Now Smith. Smith sweep. Sinclair having it swept away from him by Larsson. Here's a Nuaha. And now Danny Mills.
Segan helping his fullback out there. Just an experience at times, Sebastian Larsson. Not naturally a left back.
Here's Sibierski. He's worked it through, but Sinclair's offside. Fowler missing anyway, so the flag covering his embarrassment.
Yeah, it's clever play, he just goes too early. Trevor Sinclair, we can watch here, look at this. Great little turn around the corner, he's just in there already, Trevor Sinclair.
Wright Phillips. Flamini. Now Senderos. This is Hoyt. Distan. Now Thatcher. Flood. Delaria closed down by Lupoli. Distan was hoping it would carry back to his goalkeeper, but then couldn't afford to take the chance.
Looks a bit livelier, Lupoli. He might have had a wake-up call from Arsene Wenger at half-time. I know you're only young, but go out there and show us all the effort that you show us in training. Don't leave it on the training ground.
Well, it's in games like this that the youngsters can prove that they should be fast-tracked into the first team. Happened for Fabregas in last season's competition, when he impressed as a mere 16-year-old and started the season in the Premiership, and they had no hesitation throwing him in when Vieira was out at the start of the campaign.
I do think it's harder for them to impress, though, when there's so many of them thrown in at the same time. Just seeing 4 or 5 of the senior players in the lineup, especially what Arsenal's quality have, so it certainly makes a difference.
Lupoli shot!
Well, he's certainly come out so much better, this lad, in the second half. He drags his shot, but at least he shows us what he's got now. Lines it up really well. Nobody attacking the ball, 1-2 touches, and just drags it wide.
Fabregas. Here's Distan. Delaria. And he's onside here, Trevor Sinclair. And it's Sean Wright Phillips out wide. Sinclair waiting in the middle. Long and Almunia lost it. Flood's in there. Sinclair going into. But Segan just back in time.
Well, you just wonder what Almunia is doing. He's blaming the wind. You can see him pointing to the skies. It's more about him than that. And he says he lost it in the wind, and he's lucky for Segan to be there to help him out.
That's corner. Segan away. Good initial delivery from Flood, and it's back in there again. Pennant. Here's Thatcher. Looking to reach Antoine Sibierski, who gets the header on. Larsson away. Fowler. Flamini. Flamini felt he got a wrap on the ankles then, but no free kick forthcoming. Thatcher's throw looking to pick out Sinclair, but Senderos gets across ahead of him. Sinclair telling Thatcher exactly where he wants it, and it's cleared by Seagon and away by Pennant. Sendros. Mills. Mills staying tight on Smith. This is Larson. Van Persie, now Pennant. Busy time coming up at the City of Manchester Stadium, because the Great Britain Rugby League team in action here in the first test against Australia on Saturday, and they're here watching tonight. And then of course 2 days later, City themselves back here against Norwich.
A bunch of strong lads, those Rugby League side. Quick, sharp, make things happen. Do them out here.
Well, I'm blaming you, because where were you last night?
Sheffield United, Watford.
Exactly.
This is an improvement.
Here's Fabregas. Now Larson. Sean Wright-Phillips. Danny Mills, who was part of the Leeds team to inflict the last league defeat upon Arsenal before Manchester United managed it at the weekend. Seagon letting it run.
He's been superb, Seagon, tonight. One senior player, you would say, in the side. Been very evident.
Here's Flood. And Sinclair has got away from Senderos. Distan has got forward to support Fowler in the middle. Senderos away. Here's Sibierski. Anywhere will do for now for Larson. Robbie Fowler. Seagon away with Smith, and Larson coming under pressure from Danny Mills. Fowler. Mills. Escaped Smith. Fowler turned into trouble there against Pascal Seagon.
Just off it slightly. Robbie Fowler.
Thatcher. Delaria. Now Mills. This is the last competition that Manchester City won as a major honour, and there's the man who won it for them with a spectacular overhead kick at Wembley, Dennis Stewart, match winner in the 1976 League Cup final against Newcastle. Clearance aimed in Sinclair's direction. He's got Flood there in support to his left. Here's Willo Flood. Now Thatcher. Good link up with Trevor Sinclair. Now can he provide the telling ball across? Tennant got back.
Oh, great defending. He should have whipped it before he had the chance to get there.
Flood with a corner. Headed away by Seagon. Got a cross in front of Sibierski at just the right moment. Sibierski got the better of him though from the throw-in.
He's done okay tonight.
Sibierski's touch now. Wright Phillips, Fowler looking to get there. And it springs first off Hoyt, then off Senderos, corner.
Yeah, I just think maybe go for this with your right foot, Robbie. You know, there are times where he's relying on that left foot of his and he sticks it out. Good covering from Hoyt.
Better spell for Manchester City, but can they make it pay? Willo Flood's corner. Sibierski was looking to get there, but Seagon up ahead of him. Now Thatcher stops Smith from escaping. Good ball in, but Sibierski can't get close enough to it. Now Flood will keep it in. Wright Phillips available for the pullback, but he's gone for the cross. Seagon away. Larson a little casual. Helped out in the end by Van Persie. Sean Wright Phillips make the tackle.
Just livened up. Crowd have got alive as well, which always helps.
Smith has stayed down. Well, the challengers were raining in then to stop them from breaking.
Maybe couldn't get to this, might have been a little bit too far, but give Justin Hoyt the credit. Real good play from Sibierski. Wright Phillips, a quality cross, and yeah, he's just not quite getting there, is he, Robbie Fowler? A bit hard on him. And Hoyt gets there first.
He's got a very good scoring record in this competition as Robbie Fowler. From 34 appearances in the League Cup, he's got 28 goals. Smith causing Arsenal some concern.
A few thudding challenges going around. And Sibierski and Lariat together.
Well, they're not going to take any chances with him, and Quincy Owusu-Abeyi, the 18-year-old Dutch youth international, is going to come straight on in his place.
We call him Quincy.
No, we'll go with the full name. Owusu-Abeyi actually played in this competition last season, made his debut in the initial round that saw them get through against Rotherham on penalties, and then he followed it all the way through to the semi-finals, where he played in both legs against Middlesbrough. So Ryan Smith is taken off here by Arsenal.
He's done okay. Found it hard to get on the ball. Not really had that good possession to get him involved as much as they would like to.
Number 42, Quincy Owusu-Abeyi.
And Owusu-Abeyi with at least half an hour in which to make an impact. Kevin Keegan well wrapped up against the cold. The League Cup actually one of the few competitions he hasn't won as either a player or a manager. To get to the quarter-finals in his days with Newcastle, but stopped there by Arsenal. It's a good introduction from Owusu-Abeyi, running straight at the City defence.
Absolutely, that's exactly what we need. Be positive.
And Manuaha, the 17-year-old at the back for City, has looked quite comfortable in his senior debut. It's a severe case of cramp that's seen Smith taken off. First game back after injury. Got a bad cruciate ligament injury last season in a reserve match against Ipswich. Here's Jermaine Tennant.
Half a chance. He loses this, Ben Thatcher. He's more concerned about Jermaine Tennant's run rather than he is about the ball. So when that ball comes inside, he's not sure where it's gone. Ben Thatcher, so that gives him the opportunity, Tennant, to set himself. But as you can see, as he goes outside him, it's going to be very difficult to squeeze it in between Ben and the goalkeeper.
Jermaine Tennant's only goals for Arsenal actually occurred right at the very start of that unbelievable 49-match unbeaten run in the Premiership, and he scored a hat-trick against Southampton. Here's Sylvain Distin. Seagon. Larson. Hoyt, left by Tennant. This is Flamini. Now Van Persie.
Better, they're picking up. Good quality. In the movement, certainly. The strike isn't that fantastic. It is on target, though, and anything happens. Mike Phillips playing on the right wing now, and Trevor Sinclair up alongside Robbie Fowler.
Larson's header gave Seagon a bit of a problem, and the header goes straight to Fowler. Here's Sibierski. Now Sean Wright-Phillips looking to make it happen. Shot straight at Almunia.
Terrific zip from this ball once it leaves his boot. Really bags of ability, Wright-Phillips. 2 good feet. Almunia be happy with that again. Right down his throat. It's a nice feel for him.
Change around from City with Wright-Phillips now staying on the right and Sinclair moving further forward.
When this ball zipped into him, just watch the turn once again and touch away from his feet. Good save in the end.
Use of the arm from Van Persie as he turned into Manuaha. Neda Manuaha, who was a useful junior athlete. He was a national triple jump champion at under 13 and under 15 level. Very much a choice for him between pursuing his athletics and his football, but now he's made the breakthrough into the first team at City. It's a push by Seagon into the back of Antoine Sibierski. Nothing given by Peter Walton.
No, he did. Actually just eased him away, didn't he? Just watch as this comes over. Watch it, there's the right arm comes out.
Here's Delaria. Now Sean Wright-Phillips with Mills up to his right, but he's given it away to Larson. Owusu-Obey.
Just tweaking the formation, really, Kevin Keegan, just to see if he can get a goal from somewhere. He's not one of those managers who just sits there and content to play the same system with the same players in the same roles for 90 minutes. Let's try and get a winner within that time.
Owusu-Obey certainly livened it up since he came on. Van Persie! Well, it was a real opportunity because Distin had slipped and he didn't make the most of it.
No, he doesn't make the most of it because he doesn't really set himself. I mean, it's a fantastic ball by Owusu-Obey back towards him. A great little 1-2 to begin with. And now look at this. He's got himself in the position and doesn't really set himself to whip this ball round and side on. It's always going to come back to him because that is the Arsenal way.
It was an unworthy end to a move of great promise, really, for Arsenal. Disappointment when Smith went on, but Owusu-Abeyi has certainly limed it up since he was introduced.
Just keep getting the ball to him at the moment. Danny Mills might be happy to see a speed merchant like him come on.
Here's Mills. Now Thatcher. Trevor Sinclair. Christian Ngui about to come on for Manchester City here. Only his 9th game for the club. A player whose case was quoted by Manchester United in all of the Rio Ferdinand drugs controversy, Ngui, because he also missed a test at a time when he was picking up his mother from an airport. And the fact that he missed that test and got away without a ban was held up as a sign of the inconsistencies in the drug testing policy. He's come on here for Trevor Sinclair.
I think it was a fair comment at the time.
Good play here from Owusu-Abeyi, who certainly asked one or two more searching questions of Mills since he came on. Distan gets it away. This is Jermaine Pennant. And it's gone all the way through to Flamini. Anuaha stuck to his task.
Yeah, great defending. They're just moving into top gear now, this Arsenal side, with their passing, their movement. Owusu-Abeyi is the one that's made it happen, but they're shifting it around like the big Arsenal side.
It's Pennant's corner. Owusu-Abeyi challenging with Sean Wright-Phillips. Clearance by Danny Mills. Now Wright-Phillips. Sigon didn't buy the step over and just halts his progress.
I'll tell you what you like about Pascal Sigan throughout the whole of his time at Arsenal tonight. It's been superb.
Captain for the night. Man out there to see the young Bucks through, and at the moment he's doing the job that Arsene Wenger has employed him for, with 20 minutes to go.
He's always got one eye on the future, Arsene Wenger. Signed that long contract, so he's going to see a lot of these players eventually playing for the first team.
Here's Flood. Anuaha on by Sivierski. Fowler looking to slip it through first time to Ngui.
Sigan read it really well. There's an important header as well from him. Big shout from the crowd for handball, but I think he got that ball plate of his on.
Here's Flood. Here's Ngui, who's got away from Hoyt. Ngui in his first appearance in the first team for some 14 months. Action to come this weekend. Prem Plus, channel 433. You can watch Birmingham City against Crystal Palace Saturday from 12:30. And same channel later, 5 o'clock, it's Blackburn against Liverpool. Tune to channel 433 for details of how you can watch those. And on Sunday, Super Sunday, is from the Reebok Stadium. It's Bolton against Newcastle, Sky Sports 1 from 3 o'clock. Later on in this programme, you'll be seeing the action from elsewhere, and also still to come, once this match has finished, the fourth round draw for the Carling Cup. Seagull. Here's Mills. Now Sean Wright-Phillips. He's got away from Larson. He's got his cross in as well. Yet again, not much faith being shown in the goalkeeper. We saw it with Hoyt in the first half, and Senderos there took it away from him.
Well, Almunia wasn't getting that. That was a good header from Senderos.
Mills flings it in. Flood looks to get there. Hoyt does, though. Now Pennant. Lupoli up to his left. Thatcher has tracked his run. It's Fabregas looking for Van Persie. The flag stays down for him. Lupoli tucks it in. Well, no, looks as though the referee must have overruled the linesman.
Yeah, he's given handball against Van Persie. You're seeing Van Persie's handled this ball as he's controlled it. Not sure about that, to be honest. I thought it was a fantastic ball, and he timed his run to perfection to be onside. No question of him not being on or off. He says it's the left arm that touches that. Let's have a look at it, a closer look at it. It looks like the chest to me, but the referee's decision is final. Well, it's very, very close.
Well, neither Arsene Wenger nor Kevin Keegan were particularly happy with weekend refereeing decisions, and Arsene Wenger was seeking clarification of that one as well, that handball given against Van Persie. Mills took a free kick that was too quick for everyone, including his own teammates.
The sense of satisfaction now that Arsene Wenger must be getting, because this team are the better.
Here's Van Persie. Now Owusu-Abeyi. Lupoli. Away from Mills. Anuaha trying to hold him up, but he's proving difficult to handle. Owusu-Abeyi. Lupoli went down a little too easily, and Danny Mills making that point to him. Senderos. Hoyt. Tennant couldn't keep it in. Here's Fowler. Now Mills. Oh, a mix-up between the goalkeeper and the defender. Fowler was ready and waiting to pounce.
He seems to want to take it when it's right on his defenders' heads. Almunia maybe wants another player who's trying to impress Arsene Wenger.
Distan. Tennant. It's Flamini.
Let's have another look. So I'm not convinced, but I'm willing to be convinced. Yeah, I suppose so. Give the referee the benefit of the doubt.
Here's Lupoli. So Owusu Abeyi, stopped by Anuaha. Now Larsson.
Just look at them now. They're actually growing in confidence. You can see it, you can feel it.
Flamini. Lupoli. Flamini, good Arsenal move, and Van Persie finishes it off. And they have carved Manchester City apart with some real elegant football.
That is absolute quality. That is a special goal. And if the Arsenals, the Henrys, the Bergkamps, the Vieiras score a goal like this, you just look at it and admire. Look at these youngsters now, because of the delight that they're showing, because of the quality that they've shown, is absolutely superb. Just when you think we're keeping control of the ball, we'll shift it around, we'll move it, we'll keep it away from the opposition, that's when they go for the killing touch into the box. The reverse pass back to Van Persie, superb. This time, no danger of him missing the target. He's set, he's ready, he knows it's coming to him, and once it does, it's dispatched absolutely beautifully. Flamini to his feet, into the corner, superb stop.
The names may be different, but it was straight from the Arsenal blueprint. Robin Van Persie has his first goal for the club. Arsenal lead, and Manchester City have made a change. Bradley Wright Phillips is on, along with his brother. Delaria has been taken off. Here's Pennant. Lupoli. Pennant. Confirmation of that substitution. Jonathan Delaria goes off. Bradley Wright Phillips is on, and he's on the ball. Fabregas and Flamini trying to win it from him. Here's Flood. Hoyt. Back from Distan. Vain attempt from Fowler to get there. Distan. Thatcher away. Here's Sean Wright Phillips.
Just delayed the pass.
Tennant digging in. Doing well to resist the challenges. Here's Lupoli. Fabregas.
Just grown in stature, Rob, as the game's gone on. That fella, Owusu Abeyi, came on to the pitch since that time. They've started to believe in themselves, these Arsenal players.
It's Flamini.
What a wonderful strike it was from Van Persie. This is all about link-up play, passing, movement. Really togetherness, shifting that ball around, and that ability, that quality that Arsenal possess to always add that extra pass was evident there.
Well, Lupoli had a part to play in the goal, but he's played his last part in this game now. The young American Danny Carbassian is coming on for his senior debut. Versatile player that Arsene Wenger has thrown on. Normally left-sided, but he can play up front, midfield, or at the back.
He's gone left-sided. Rob and Owusu-Abeyi has gone up the front alongside Van Persie.
Here's Flamini.
Wrong option. Just give it to that flying machine. Owusu-Abeyi. Go the other way for Flamini there.
Been on very long, but Ngui is not going to see the match out. He's taken off and replaced by Steve Jordan, suggesting that there might have been a slight hamstring problem.
Seemed to get any sympathy from Kevin Keegan there.
Mills who takes the kick. Senderos gets it away for now. Head on corners, and Willo Flood has generally produced good deliveries. This one is not one of them though, goes out.
Let's have a look, see if it does go out. X-ray vision that these assistants possess.
Here's Sean Wright-Phillips. Game attempt by Larson to keep it in, didn't succeed.
He had a shaky start, but like the rest of the Arsenal players, come into his own now.
And another one who had an important role to play in the great team goal that they did score. Here's Flood. Now Van Persie, who finished off the move. Carbassian unable to get into the game. Mills throw. Pascal Cygan away. Here's Anuaha. Sylvain Distin. On by Fowler. Cygan missed the header. Almunia comes out. It's a claim from the feet of Danny Mills. To Nuaha. Now Distin. Thatcher. Robbie Fowler. Here's Sibierski, now Willo Flood. Cleared by Senderos. Now Van Persie. Owusu-Abeyi has got back onside. Again, Anuaha defending solidly. Jordan just couldn't keep it in. Thatcher. Here's Fowler. Now Flood. Bradley Wright-Phillips.
They've got to get it forward. Surely they're going to get an opportunity before the end of the game. Manchester City.
Sean Wright-Phillips. And Larson showing there how he's impressed as the game has worn on. Jermaine Pennant has a bit of a problem at the moment. He's hobbling badly. Arsene Wenger just coming out to check on the welfare of Jermaine Pennant, and it looks as though they're going to make an instant change and throw Yohan Djourou, the younger Ivory Coast player, on. So Pennant hobbles off. We're going to see a sixth Arsenal debutant tonight. Sixth player to make his first appearance for Arsenal, Yohan Djourou, who was born in the Ivory Coast but is actually a naturalised Swiss player and has played at under-19 level for them. Mills hurls it in towards Sylvain Distin. It's Flamini who lashed it away. Real test there.
Oh, what a good race that was.
Anua's athleticism, just seeing him to safety against Owusu Abe.
The hands are on the knees now.
Disappointing night by the look of it then for Kevin Keegan in a competition where I'm sure he would have hoped to progress. Flood. Sobierski's worked it for Fowler. And Arsenal had enough back to cover, but here's Sobierski. 3 minutes of injury time. Van Persie, who scored for Arsenal, finds Owusu Abe. Fabregas breaking on the far side to his left as Distin holds him up. Now Djourou to Fabregas. Slid through to Carbassian, and Van Persie's in the middle, but he doesn't need him. It's a sparkling finish from the young American on his debut, and Arsenal are safely through to round 4.
Well, I thought surely Carbassias is just going to cross this for Van Persie to stick in the back of the net, because that's the Arsenal way. And it was a difficult angle for him to actually score this goal from. But once again, the build-up play is superb. The movement, the timing of the pass from Fabregas is absolutely excellent. Just wait, bide your time, wait for the runner to go. Carbassias runs in behind experienced defender Danny Mills, and then look at that from that angle to be able to put it into that far corner with that left peg of his. Superb strike, and he takes it absolutely beautifully. These lads not only know the game, they can play it at the highest level, and that's a fantastic finish.
What a way for the young substitute to mark his Arsenal debut. Here's Bradley Wright-Phillips.
It was interesting, just before then Robbie Fowler had the opportunity to hit the ball at goal, and he decided to try and cross. Robbie Fowler of old would have just hammered that towards goal, and straight from there Arsenal go up the other end and finish it off with this fella, Daniel Carbassion.
Senderos. Challenged by Thatcher. Here's Bradley Wright-Phillips. Sibierski. And Bradley Wright-Phillips, was he taken down at the edge? He was. It's Hoyt.
He couldn't do anything about this, Hoyt, because he committed himself for the ball and he just hooked his legs. Wright-Phillips goes straight over the top of them.
Well, it might provide Manchester City rather with one last attempt to breach this Arsenal rearguard. But Kevin Keegan knows that his dreams of progress in this competition are truly over.
Could never play poker, could he, Kevin Keegan? He cannot hide his delight or his depression.
Tonight it's the latter. Fowler! Well, it's a scintillating finish to the game for Robbie Fowler and for Manchester City, but it is too little, too late.
Well, he actually slips. That's what makes this go into the roof of the net, because as he gets to the ball, he actually slips. And as he slips over, he catches the ball even better than he could have or possibly hoped. And it goes up and up and over. What's that again? It's like the old two-touch one again that tends to happen from time to time.
Well, he has his 200th goal, but it looks as though it's going to come in largely disappointing circumstances for Manchester City, who are out of the Carling Cup. Arsenal into round 4. Unfamiliar names maybe, but the style and the elegance still there, as demonstrated by the 2 goals. The first one, a wonderful team effort, rounded off by Robin van Persie for his first goal for the club. The second, in injury time, scored by the young American substitute Danny Carbassion, again after a wonderful move. Robbie Fowler got a personal milestone with his 200th career goal from the free kick that was virtually the last kick of the game. But overall, it's disappointment for Manchester City and another boost for Arsenal's youngsters, because the scratch team has done it. It's finished Manchester City 1, Arsenal 2.
Thanks very much indeed, Rob. So this is what we've got coming up before we go tonight. We've got highlights of all those games in the Carling Cup. And don't forget that we will also have the 4th round draw before we go this evening. Niall Quinn and Brian Marwood will help us make the draw later on this evening. But when we come back, we shall look at the game that we've just seen. And Arsenal have another Van Man. They like this one.
So you're a recruiter. Applications for the CIA up tenfold. Would I have to kill anyone? Would you like to? Our cause is just. Our enemies everywhere. They're all around us. What you see, what you hear. Nothing is what it seems.
Al Pacino.
Rule number 1, do not get caught.
Colin Farrell.
Everything is a test.
The Recruit. Saturday at 8, 9 and 10 on Sky Movies.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Games for brains, games for geeks, games for nutters, games for freaks, games for mum, games for dad, games for kids, they'll drive you mad. Games to conquer, games to beat, games I bet you can't defeat. Games to test the stuff you know, games that bite and don't let go. Play for honour, play for kicks, grab remote, get your fix. Look for trouble, look for fun. Got 5 minutes? Come get some. A game for everyone. Get on Sky GameStar. Just press interactive now.
The naughtiest guy in town just might discover how to be nice. Billy Bob Thornton.
A man is a sexual being.
Put your dukes up.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh! Oh!
Bad Santa.
Nice specs, Mum. Hope they weren't expensive.
No, dear, I went to Specsavers. There's 25% off glasses if you're over 60.
I bet the lenses were expensive, though. They're the special thin ones, aren't they?
There's 25% off lenses, too. Don't worry, I'm not spending the inheritance.
Good.
I'm leaving it to Derek.
Hello, Dixons. OK, let's have a look. Televisions, LCD, 15-inch pure flat screen. This sharp is under £300. That's half price. Is there anything else I can get you? Cameras, digital, 3 million pixels. I'd recommend this Fuji, especially with £100 off. When would you like it? That's not a problem.
In store now at Dixons, the future for less.
Buy Goodfellas on special edition 2-disc DVD. The best mob movie ever. Buy Goodfellas on DVD now.
You are watching 10 ninjas on a secret mission. 9 are wearing new Sure Crystal, designed to reduce white marks on clothes. The 10th ninja is wearing normal deodorant. Ah. Yes, you're now watching 9 ninjas. New Sure Crystal for men, unbeatable at reducing white marks.
We've all tried to give up smoking, but it's the smart thing to do. Because every cigarette we smoke makes this fatty stuff get stuck in our arteries. This much was found in the artery of a 32-year-old smoker. It's not easy giving up. You'll be surprised at how many new ways to help you there are now.
For advice, call free on 0800 169 1900.
Yes, Arsenal are through to the 4th round of the Carling Cup. Cesc Fabregas and his young teammates have beaten Manchester City by 2-1 at the City of Manchester Stadium this evening. Still to come, before we go, we'll get the highlights and the goals from all these 3rd round games. And then we'll make the 4th round draw live with Niall Quinn and Brian Marwood. This is how Arsenal did it this evening. It took them 78 minutes before they broke the deadlock. Robin van Persie, substitute Daniel Cavassian, made it 2-0 after 90 minutes, and then the last kick of the game virtually, Robbie Fowler, 94 minutes, 200th career goal, but it was all for nothing. Let's get the reaction from our two guests. Niall, a deserved win for Arsenal, would you say?
Yes, I think the way they came out and played second half, they knocked it around, the tempo was increased, the collusion was good, everybody was in sync with each other, and they, you know,